According to Neville Goddard, devoid of imagination, everything visible, touchable, explainable, and arguable serves as a mere endpoint for the imaginative individual. The creative force of imagination is the starting point for the genesis of all forms, and faith acts as the substance from which they take shape. Before we proceed, I extend an invitation to subscribe here, contributing to the expansion of our channel. Feel free to share this video with someone you believe could benefit from its message. Effective prayers hinge on establishing a connection between the conscious and subconscious minds of the speaker, achievable only through faith and imagination. Through the power of imagination, particularly imaginative individuals consistently receive profound insights. However, all individuals, especially those lacking in imagination, often fall short of their potential. It is conceivable that the subtle differences in our minds were intentionally cultivated by our mothers while cradling our cribs. Voluntarily implanting suggestions in people is entirely possible, raising no doubts about the potential for intentionally implanting suggestions in a much more potent manner. For the imaginative individual, everything visible, tangible, and arguable is a means to an end. They act through imagination, guided by the depths of their being, where each idea originates for its intrinsic value rather than its relational context within them. There's no necessity to confine oneself within the bounds of reason, as the only limit they acknowledge is their secret instinct, instructing them to avoid suggestions that don't lead to the realization of their desires. Imagination and assumption are the sole mental faculties required for crafting objective conditions. Share in the comments, my imagination shapes my reality. Faith is indispensable for the effective operation of the law of consciousness. It is entirely subjective and achieved by eliminating any active opposition from the individual's objective mind. Success in this endeavor depends on their capacity to feel and accept as true what their objective senses may deny. Neither passivity nor conscious approval of the suggestion is obligatory, as one can receive a subjective suggestion without consent or awareness, expressing it objectively. A fundamental law of consciousness asserts that through telepathy, immediate communion with another person can be established. To establish rapport, mentally visualize the individual, direct your attention towards them, and mentally call them by name, as you naturally would to capture their attention. Envision their mental response. Hear their internal voice, picture them in the desired state, and then imagine them articulating what you wish to hear in a normal conversational tone. Mentally respond to them, expressing your joy at witnessing their good fortune. Having internally heard what you desired with a sense of reality and relishing the positive news, return to your objective consciousness. In this manner, the conversations within your mind hold the power to bring forth what has been affirmed within them. Every goal you set is bound to succeed, and the illumination will consistently brighten your path. Job 22 verse 28. The transmission of a subjective message to your mission is not propelled by sheer willpower. Instead, it relies on the clarity of purpose and the sense of accomplishment associated with the declared state. When there's a conflict between your willpower and beliefs, the beliefs inevitably take precedence. Not by might nor by power, but by my Spirit, declares the Lord Almighty. Zechariah 4 verse 6. You attract not what you merely desire, but what you truly believe to be true. Therefore, immerse yourself in the essence of these mental dialogues, granting them the same level of reality as you would to an actual phone conversation. If you can believe, all things are possible to him who believes. Mark 9 verse 23. So, I advise you, whatever you request in prayer, have faith that it is already granted, and it will be yours. Mark 11 verse 23. The acceptance of the desired outcome dictates the means, and no reflections could devise more effective means than those derived from accepting the end. Address your companions as if your wishes have already been fulfilled through them. Imagination serves as the genesis of all forms, and faith acts as the substance from which they take shape. Through imagination, dormant in consciousness, is awakened and molded. The purported cures attributed to certain alternative medicines and relics in sacred places are outcomes of imagination and faith. The healing potency doesn't reside in the objects themselves but in the manner in which they are accepted. The subjective mind is wholly susceptible to suggestion. Therefore, whether the object of your faith is true or false, you will yield the same outcomes. There is no inherent contradiction in the theories of alternative medicines or the assertions of priests regarding cures through relics and sacred places. Once the patient's subjective mind embraces the suggestion of health associated with such elements, and when the necessary conditions are met, a restoration of health tends to occur. Let it be done to you according to your faith, Matthew 9 verse 29. All things are possible to him who believes, Mark 9. Confidently expecting a particular state is a potent means of manifesting it. The confident anticipation of a cure can achieve what no medical intervention might. Failures typically result from conflicting self-suggestions originating from the patient, often rooted in objective doubts about the efficacy of the medicine or the miraculous relic, or skepticism about the validity of the theory. Many individuals, hindered by either a lack of receptivity or excessive intellect, both of which obstruct the path of prayer, find it challenging to believe in what their eyes cannot see. To counteract such counter-suggestions, patients must consciously ignore these suggested doubts and commit to the belief in the desired results. The most potent approach to facilitate healing or influence the conduct of others is referred to as the silent or passive treatment. When an individual remains objectively unaware of the suggestion directed towards them, the possibility of them developing an antagonistic belief is eliminated. It is not a prerequisite for the patient to have objective awareness of the actions being taken on their behalf. Considering what we understand about subjective and objective reasoning processes, it is preferable for the patient to remain objectively unaware of the interventions. The more the conscious mind remains uninformed, the more effectively the subjective suggestion can fulfill its purpose. Eventually, the individual will subconsciously embrace the suggestion, believing that it originated within themselves, affirming the truth expressed by Baruch Spinoza: "We do not know the causes that determine our actions." The subconscious mind serves as a universal conduit transmitting the signals of the observer through thoughts and emotions. Observable states are either outcomes of internal vibrations within your subconscious or the instigators that generate corresponding vibrations within you. A disciplined individual never allows observable states to be causative unless they evoke desirable states of consciousness. Armed with an understanding of the law of reversibility, the disciplined person transforms their reality into the realm of imagination, experiencing only what is beautiful and praiseworthy. The noble ideas kindled within a person never fail to resonate with similar sentiments in others. Such an individual recognizes that the savior of their world won't manifest in the form of a person but as a manifestation that alleviates their sufferings. For the sick person, health is the savior; for the hungry, it's food; and for the thirsty, it's water. A person walks in the company of the Savior when they sense the fulfillment of their desire through the law of reversibility, where all transformations of force are reversible. The energy or emotion stirred transforms into the envisioned state. There's no need to await 4 months to feel the joy of a harvest if, in 4 months, that harvest can elicit joy in them now. Conversely, a present emotion of joy can lead to transforming this state into a harvest 4 months down the line. Now is the opportune moment to exchange beauty for ashes, joy for mourning, and garments of praise for the spirit of heaviness, to be called trees of the Lord's planting for his glorification, Isaiah 61 verse 3. I trust that this content has proven valuable to you, offering benefits. My aim with this channel is to aid your financial flourishing, rooted in the mind, of course. However, I consistently underscore the importance of taking action. If you found it valuable, kindly leave a like and subscribe to contribute to the growth of our channel, allowing us to continue illuminating the lives of many individuals, much like yours. A warm embrace, and until the next video.